up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. My name's Tyler, aka Senpai Tai. I'm bringing you here today. We're going to talk about the market outlook for the week ending December 3rd, 2022. I'm going to go over SPY and really just majority of the company's inside SPY. We've been in a significant downtrend this year. I think that's quite obvious to anybody. Chart or not, the economy has not been good and has not been kind to us. Inflation is kicking our ass right now. Rising energy costs kicking our ass right now. Although they have come down and they're starting to be more moderate. Americans are still struggling. The economy is still struggling. That's why we're in a downtrend. But right now, this week, there's like a lot to be excited about this week, personally. We're coming up against the 200-day moving average. We rejected that line twice before. I mean, even 3 times. And we proceeded to move lower. It'll definitely be interesting to see what happens this week. We also have at about 4.9, 4.10 the downtrend break, which we will probably test this week. What I'm expecting, my expectations right now is that SPY will move to the 409, 410 area, probably wick through this 200-day moving average and reject this downtrend. My downtrend trend line. If that happens, we'll probably start to move lower to 382 area, at least get that gap fill. I think SPY has ways lower to go. But that's just my personal opinion. If we were able to break this and base over our downtrend, then we could consider possibly making that 420 gap fill and crossing the previous high of about 430, but that's big if. Next week with the CPI coming out on Tuesday, the rate hike coming out on Thursday, those two things will probably be the underlying factor on if we break this downtrend or if we fall back. And I will say I'm expecting a good CPI this month. Definitely, we beat expectations last month at 7.7%. With high energy costs in October. November saw lower energy costs and low energy costs and falling energy costs. So the CPI will definitely be affected positively by that. I would expect probably 7.5, 7.4%. You would hope. Still expect the 75-point rate hike because we just you can't pull off the brakes too early and inflation just come back and bite us in the ass. It'll just be a revolving door, and that's something that's purgatory. Something we don't want. With that being said, though, I'm going to move on to our next stock. We're going to talk about Microsoft. I got my little cheat sheet right here. Just took a couple notes on my pad. I'm going to go over Microsoft. I'm a big fan of Microsoft. I think Microsoft's a great company. Let's see. Microsoft. All right. So Microsoft. Downtrend. Most of these stocks are going to follow somewhat of a trend of what SPY does. Not completely, but again, somewhat. So right now, Microsoft, look at that level right there, 250. That level right there that's a big level for us to get over. It needs to get over that if it wants to get out of this. It has broken out of like this one phase of a downtrend here, but we're still in bear market territory. Can make a nice little still severely in bear market territory. Um, so we have a gap fill at 250. Microsoft saw a huge boost with the CPI rate that came out last month. I was gonna wait and do a segment at the end of the show going over ascending triangles, but I am just gonna not do it now, but that is what is happening right now in Microsoft. We have a nice ascending triangle forming. So we definitely want to see that 250 break, and if we break that 250, we'll probably get this gap fill and get up to 265. Test the 200-day moving average. Possibly move up to the downtrend trend line, but I mean, the 75-point rate hike is expected next Thursday, but it's still like very shitty for tech companies that we're doing. These rate hikes affect tech companies the most. So even though it's expected news, it still will drag some of these companies down with it. Short term for this week, Microsoft. I mean, I'm bullish. I wanna see it break this ascending triangle. There's definitely some room to run and some money to be made. If we can get that 250 break, like I said, I would definitely be looking for 265. Yeah, Microsoft. I mean, they're a good company. They know what they're doing. They're buying video game franchises left and right. They're gonna outsource Sony at one point. Sony's gonna have to pay for games to be on PlayStation. Games as simple as Call of Duty. Um, Microsoft also dominates the PC. I mean, unless you have a uh, Apple, every single operating system on a PC is Windows, for the most part. Unless I could be wrong, but as far as I know, they're all Windows. I'm gonna go over. We're gonna go over NVIDIA next, and oh, wow, what a year it has been. Um, as Kathy Woods would say, because she got fucking smoked. I mean, Kathy Woods and Pelosi both got fucking smoked on NVIDIA. I'm just going to change this to 20 days, 1 hour. We're in a pretty good uptrend these last 20 days. Oh my god. I like just couldn't get that down. It's a little fucked up there, but I just like we struggling. So we couldn't get to previous highs. We're starting to curl downwards. Um, right now for Nvidia, I'm looking for the 200 SMA test on the 20-day chart as each time we've come to it, and it worked below right there, but we have good support as you can see. I can if I we can make oh my goodness. All I want to do is make a channel, bro. Like, oh, and then I fucked it up. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. Bear with me. I suck on the computer. I'm mostly, as my phone just died, I was using it as a flashlight for some better lighting, but that's okay. I'm usually using my phone, so it's just trading is easier on your phone. It's more user friendly. But you can create this channel right here where, for the most part, work as a supply zone, And then, I mean, you can do vice versa up here. You can make a demand zone from 170 to 160, I would say. This week I'll probably look for Nvidia to cool off a little bit. I mean, granted it's down. Like it is down this year. The chip shortages and supply chain issues and the rate hikes have put Nvidia right into the ground or close to it. But right now, for this week, I wouldn't be looking to play Nvidia. I'd be looking at to make that trip back to the 200-day SMA. And then I'd wait to see how the rate hike affects it because these stocks, especially these tech stocks, can be so wonky with these rate hikes. I mean, this wasn't even a rate hike. We just had good. When was this? How long ago was this? Can't be that long ago. 20 days. No, yeah. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is when the CPI came out. I'm over here fucking dumbfounded. I think it's when the CPI came out. I could be fucking wrong. It's one of these Thursdays. Holy shit. What fucking day did the CPI? You know what? I don't even give a shit right now. I'm gonna even move on. The video. I'm just looking for the 200-day SMA move. Test 150. If we move below that 200-day SMA, and if we fall below 150, then I'd definitely be looking again back at this demand zone. That being said, we look at Apple. Apple. Which I have all my drawing sets on. You guys weren't supposed to see that, so act like you didn't. Alright, so Apple this year. Looks a lot like the SPY chart for the most part. Obviously in a significant downtrend. Oh, I might still be in the channel drawing. I just wanna, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just want to just place it. So we're in a significant downtrend. There's a lot going on with the Apple. They're having pretty much strikes. I don't know if you want to call them strikes. You could probably consider them revolts, because it has turned to violence at one of their factories over COVID safety issues, and they want more pay. I could see that. Apple had the same exact issue a month ago, although it didn't go to these extremes. They had workers walk out of a factory, and they were offered better, more money to come back. I can't imagine what like as an American, we sit here and you talk about a raise, and it usually like a raise is like 5 to 10%, I would say, of your hourly. Um, could be more, could be less, depending on who you are, whatever. But like you're talking like 5-10% of like 5 cents. It's like I don't know. That's not enough incentive for me. But getting back into Apple, I expect it'll probably have a bad week. That's my expectation. They're expecting 25 to 30% less inventory with the Apple 14. We did have like a nice wedge here that has kind of broken. I'm gonna try. It's because I'm stuck on these SMAs that I can't get this drawing. So we have a wedge, and I fucked up the drawing. It's actually supposed to go up a little bit, and I fucked that up, but it's okay. We're gonna go back. Okay. So we had this wedge here forming, lower highs, higher lows, um, but we really, and I'm gonna fucking redraw this. So there we go. That's better. That's my wedge I want to draw. And we have broken out of that wedge. And now we're testing the 50 and the 20 SMA is also there. But we're testing both the SMAs. I honestly, this will probably open up tomorrow below 146. I don't see how it couldn't. They're talking about they're gonna have a supply chain issue. The things go, and you can't replace a whole factory of workers in fucking a weekend, let alone with all the restrictions and the lockdowns and the shutdowns that are happening in China. This whole issue with the factories and the strikes and the revolts is just, I think it's gonna be a little overwhelming for Apple. They're not gonna make as much money as they probably wanted to this holiday season, and to be honest with you, that's probably a pretty big issue because this whole year has not been great to anybody. Um, Retail has been spending, but it has been crazy. And as inflation keeps going up, we're getting into the holiday seasons. Americans, they're living paycheck to paycheck. Um, you know, this is the time of the year where you really want to scrape every dollar. And it's fucked up, but you really want to scrape every dollar out of the average American during this time of the year. I mean, that's why they have Black Friday. That's why they have Cyber Monday. These deals get marked up. They've gotten marked up over the past year by 10, 15, 20%, and then turn around on Black Friday and sell it to you for 40% discount. And it's really, you're really only getting 15% off the original price before the inflated. And that's with all years, but I think this year it's a little bit more extreme, of course. So with the outlook with Apple, I mean, I'm completely bearish on this. I'm expecting us to test 130, probably by the end of December, if not sooner. Um, Maybe by the end of next week. I expect us to fall to the 100 to 120 range. I mean, yeah, Jesus. Well, that I do expect that. I shouldn't say that. I do expect the 100 to 120 range on Apple. But I expect us to come down and test this 130 range first and see how we do against the yearly lows. Um, it's not looking good for me for Apple moving forward. If they are, able to qualm this and figure everything out, uh, you'd be looking for the downtrend break at this point. But are things gonna get easier for the Americans? Especially you're going into the second half of the year. Most people, if you're gonna get the the iPhone 14, you're gonna get it between September and November or December. So the revenue that's generated this time of the year, unless they do release the headphones and the Macs sometimes in like the spring, but they're not going to do the revenue they're expecting to. Um, we're gonna go move on to Amazon. Amazon's gotten hammered this year. Um, Absolutely ham sauce. Uh, I'm just ready to draw a downtrend on all of them. Why not, right? So one thing that we want to take note is this right here, this volume. I mean, you cannot deny this volume right here. Look at it compared to the rest of the year. I mean, you have these spikes right here where like I think this was the first 70. Nope, nope, don't listen to me. I don't know what that was. It was something bad though. Bad earnings. Yeah, that's what it was. If I can just open my eyes, look right in front of me. Uh, they got smoked. That yeah, the October rate hike in CPI smoked so many companies, but um, Amazon. I'm looking at this volume. Not only am I looking at this volume, but the people that are buying. This this could potentially um be the bottom for Amazon. I mean, Amazon, Jeff Bezos knows business. The the company and the empire that he has built, I it's unfathomable. And I do see Amazon probably making a base here and pushing higher. Definitely want to break this SMA, your 20-day moving average, and then once we break the 20-day, we're gonna be looking for the gap fill, of course. There's nothing crazy chart wise. I mean, you could even go through this phase right here and note the downtrend. Like if I go, and I'll do that maybe at the end. I'll go through SPY. So and do the downtrend, not only in the bear market but each phase. Um, so this is the downtrend we have here on Amazon, and that's just right. We're taking it. How many days back are we? Let's just do it this way. We're about a month. So I'm gonna change my timeline. I'm gonna go custom real quick. Bear with me. Bear with me. Quarter. Let's go day quarter. Oh wow! I didn't mean for like the whole each bar to be a quarter, bro. What the hell is that? Oh well, I can't read. I can't read. That's all. That's all that is. We're we're gonna go to 3 months. Okay. I'm not gonna track that. Downtrend. Looking for the downtrend break. Base over the downtrend. Come to the gap close here at 110. You're gonna have to test that 50-day moving average. I think this is. You got Cyber Monday happening tomorrow. That is actually another thing. A big thing I'm looking at is for companies to report, not report, but we'll know on like Wednesday, Thursday, whether or not the consensus was it was a good Black Friday or is a good Cyber Monday. Personally, I don't think it'll be a good either. Again, I think the average American's broke, but that's just me. Amazon, um, can, can even come down here, and it's kind of got a little bit of a symmetrical symmetrical triangle forming here. Which one thing when I am charting things, I never lean something towards bearish or bullish. I think every chart is neutral, at least the pattern. I think each pattern is neutral, and obviously the breaking point on that pattern is what's going to make it bullish or bearish. So if we're able to push over 95, we will continue moving higher. And again, like I said, we'll probably this 20-day SMA will probably move down, or 50-day SMA. The gold is 50. The 50-day SMA will probably move down and be closer to this recent high, and then that'll be a huge test right here. This will be a big level. The 104, 105 level. Will definitely be looking to hopefully break that and make that gap fill. And if we fill that gap, then you're talking maybe we get into a little bit of an uptrend. Possibly test that 200-day SMA and possibly test the downtrend that Amazon has been in for the whole year, not just for this quote unquote phase. Um, I'm gonna auto zoom out. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna go to 1 year, 1 day. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is fucking Meta, Facebook, Meta getting smoked. 352 at the beginning of the year, bottomed out at $88. Got a little bump from the CPI, but holy fuck. The problem with Meta is they are bleeding money severely. I think they had 9 billion cash on hand in the beginning of the year, and they have something like 1.5 billion. And ugh, ugh, this next couple years is going to be like trying for Meta. They're in that space where their thought is virtual reality, metaverse, and they are banking on that. Will it come to fruition? I could see it. I could also not see it. You know, you're talking to somebody who grew up. You know, I went to my grandma's. We had Time Warner, Roadrunner, not nonetheless Time Warner, Roadrunner. You know, in the early 2000s, you turn your grandma's TV or computer on, and you left and you went and did stuff for 30 minutes, and then you came back and you hoped that you had connected to the internet by then. And you know what? Somebody should sue Time Warner for calling it and using the image of the Roadrunner for their goddamn internet because it was the slowest thing in the freaking world. But that's a conversation for another time. I mean, Meta's struggling. They just don't have cash on hand. They're getting a lot of backlash. They get hit from the rate hikes. A lot of users, have gripes with Facebook. I don't necessarily think it's Zuckerberg's fault or the moderate moderation team's fault, but it's murky waters in Meta. Man, we're gonna look for this gap fill here though. The first gap fill. $88 is the low, so we do have like a little bit of range here. Um, Let me just chart this from where Meta fell off the face of the fucking earth to where it is now. Like Meta's in such a such a downtrend. Such a bro. These I don't even know if I could I draw a perfect line through the whole thing? I thought it'd be a little bit that was let me clear this drawing set. Let me try this one time. Let me try this for the one time. I didn't think we could make it. Right? You need at least 2 points. Where are we? Right there. No, yeah. We're actually really coming up on this downtrend break. That this gap fill would probably break the downtrend for us. Um, do I see? I mean, again, come over on this side of the chart, and I'm gonna at the end I'll zoom out. We'll go look at SPY one more time. You can't deny the volume. You cannot deny the volume. Not only the volume, but the buy volume. You had a rough day here on I think 11.9. You had a sell off on 11.9, and you have the sell off on 11.9 because of what happens on 11.10 with CPI. No, that was a rate. No, I'm so backwards with this like upcoming week. I'm pretty sure that was CPI. I think the rate hike came out early in November. I'm so backwards because next week we have the CPI coming out and then the rate hike, where it's been the rate hike and then the CPI. Kind of got me backwards. So Meta is definitely coming up to a significant area. I could see where we could possibly wick above that downtrend, close the gap, and then continue moving downwards. Do I think the metaverse will pan out? I possibly. It's a big. That's a big possibly. And I would just leave it at that. Personally, right now, I'm not touching Meta. I'm not even looking at it. It has no interest to me. Could definitely be one of the first social media giants to fail, in my opinion. And now we're gonna move. We're gonna move on our merry way, and we're gonna go over Google, which has a fucked up line in it already. I don't know who drew that. All these companies got some rather large gaps here. Especially with when you have like some of these news happening after or pre-market, it opens up and you have you know you have a crazy swing. I mean, right here again, talked about it. The CPI CPI comes out. Sweet Christmas. If I can fucking get it out. CPI the day before you have big sell off, and then we have CPI come out, and you have, I mean, a 12, almost a, I'd say about a 10% leap, um, through the day in Google's price. Uh, right now we're riding on this on the 50 day SMA. I definitely look for it to break to the upside and fill the gap, and then it would interest me. It would interest me if we were able to get above this is like 105 mark. Um, that that's going to be a tough point to get over. I mean, you can see it. I love putting this right here, right? And we can see. Oh my god! If I can get my mouse to say, you can see all the points starting over here on 520, right? On 520, and how support 105. You have it touching 105, wick through once, touched 105 4 times, 5 times, right? 105 was the line in the sand, and it broke 105. And that's something where it breaks 105, you don't want to play it right away, right? It broke a major support line. So you wait. You let it break 105, and when it comes back, because a lot of times, like I play options when it comes to large caps. So when it finally broke that 105 level, the premiums just went. There'd be money to be made, but if you were late to the rally, it would be pennies. So you would look for that retest of the 405, and then possibly get in for uh, the downtrend. So I mean, you could if you let it go through 405, you got back in when it hit 405 as it rejects the 50-day SMA and the just the level itself. I mean, that would have been a pretty good play, right? I mean, you have the gap down here. We have the gap down. I mean, that's 7 point swing, 8 point swing in after hours. I mean, it's a solid play. Google though, again, I the 405 level or the 105 level is huge, and I would probably play over the 105 level. Um, Same way going long. I'm not gonna let it break 105 and then get in. I'm gonna let it break 105. I'm gonna wait for it to come back to 105, and then I'm going to make my entry once it makes a base at that 105. Let's see, Tesla. I think Tesla is my last one to talk about. Tesla. Um, Tesla's been getting slammed, and I mean, it's because he bought Twitter, or at least that's what everybody says. Let me tell you one thing. You do not have to worry about Twitter or Twitter costing Tesla money. Um, Twitter ran at a $1.44 billion deficit, uh, or a $4 million loss per day. Elon Musk has gotten rid of 5,000 I shouldn't say gotten rid of. He's gotten rid of a large portion of the 5,000, and another like 2,000 just decided to walk out on themselves, which I thought was terrific. It just really makes his life a lot simpler. But removing all those employees, Twitter's average employee makes close to 100,000 a year. They are saving $500 million a year just from that. And listen, don't give me that, oh, well, these 2,000 workers got to pick up for the other 7,000. No, no. There was 7,000 workers there doing the work of 500. All right, and that's the way to look at it. Go look at WhatsApp. Facebook bought WhatsApp, and they have 10 times the user base across all countries, and they have 50 engineers. But Twitter needs 7,000. So with all these people that have gotten laid off or walked out, once their severance is up, half $500 million is wiped off that deficit. All of a sudden, that deficit is under $1 billion. And all Elon Musk needs to do is sell that stupid Twitter fucking verification to 1/50th, 1/50th, one in every 50 user at Twitter. If he can sell that verification status to, that will break even for Twitter. This man has single-handedly turned around this company in a month's time. And he may have overpaid for it, but you know what? At the end of the day, if you can make the value more than what you bought for it, you're still going to end up. And Elon, for the most part, does end up. Um, so Tesla, geez, we're on the 1 year. I mean, we have a long way to go to 402. Um, you can see, like, even in this even in this economy, right? Most of these stocks are trading in a channel going significantly down. But Tesla, up until the Twitter buy, has mostly been trading sideways for most of the year. Again, until the Twitter buy. Also, some fascinating things. Look at some of these buy days, these candles. You have a hammer. You have a hammer on 1110 with CPI. You have big buy there, and we've had some sell-offs. They've had some recalls, and they're getting some flack for it. But short term, um, I actually already have it poorly drawn here. Um, but I'm looking for this phase of a downtrend break right here, and this week we're gonna hit it. Are we gonna break through it, or are we going to make a lower low? So I'm looking to see how it plays against the 184 level, and I'm it's so hard to really react to the market until what's happening in front of you is happening. So I'll be looking to see if it breaks this level or if it falls below this level of 183, 184, I would say. If it is able to break this phase of a downtrend and we get above 200, that's where I could see possibly going long on Tesla. Tesla has a cult of following. They're not going to stay. They're not going to stay down for very long. Um, this could potentially be a good place to ponder Tesla. They have bright things in the future. I mean, they're pretty much leading the renewable energy industry for the most part, from a car standpoint, from a solar panel standpoint. solar standpoint. I shouldn't just say solar panel, solar standpoint. You know, if he wanted to, he could take 260 square miles. Not if he wanted to. I shouldn't say that. If the government allowed him to, he could make a solar farm easily manageable enough to power the United States, and could come to that one day. But right now, I'm looking at Tesla at 160, 180. It's definitely on sale. This is the one stock that I really don't think will follow Spy completely and really fall as harsh as Spy will fall. Um, so yeah, and then talking about, we're gonna go back into Spy real quick though, and I'm gonna talk about what I meant when I said these phases. All right. This would actually probably be a little bit easier for you guys to see if I put the 2-year interval on. So we've had 4 phases right now in Spy, right? Actually, I want a better line. We're gonna put it right on that mother trucker. So this is phase 1. That's phase 2. And that's phase 3. And you can see the slope getting more and more uh, vertical as we move down in the market. But this is just a perfect example of still being able to make money in a bear market. The, yes, the market's moving downwards, but when it has trends within a trend. So on the long term spectrum, we're in a bear market, but you can follow this downtrend, and when it breaks that downtrend, I mean that's significant. Um, that is somewhere where you can make money from here to, you know, wherever you have the stock going or wherever your technical analysis brings you. Um, but you can always play both sides of the market. You know, my Spy outlook, I do think I think we test the 200-day moving average and we move down. And I know there's a lot of positive things to look at. But we have what's going on with Apple. All these companies that I talk about today have like 5%, 6% weighted averages. Some of them up to 15%. Actually, that's a lie. Do not. I'm pretty sure like 5, 6%. I shouldn't say 5, 6% is like the max each company. There are sectors that make up 15%. Um, but there's no company that makes up 15% of Spy. Um, Spy has been doing well. The economy's been doing well for at least the last month. It's been doing better. I shouldn't say it's been doing well. It's been doing better. I have better expectations, but we have some very uncertain times ahead of us, especially with the railway strike. That is, we'll know Friday whether that's happening or not. I thought this was kind of funny. The railway, when the strike happens with the railway, they have to give a week notice before they can actually go on strike. So the preemptive date is December 9th and December 2nd, which would be Friday or Thursday, is the day that they have to decide if they're going to do this strike. They want better wages, more sick time. Those are the things that they're really looking for. The thing is, this could put such a damper on the inflation, the GDP, the economy. Um, there's so much that goes by railway. Exxon, they move their oil, they move their gas via railway. 3M, Johnson Johnson, those type healthcare stocks, chemical companies, industrial companies, they all move their shit through railway. So if we have a break, we have a strike, and we're not able to move shipments, 3M, Johnson Johnson, Exxon, energy, pharma, industrial are going to take a hit. And that composition is a little bit over 20%. Those three sectors are more than 20% of SPY. So with that being said, I'm bearish. I'm not bearish. I'm bullish on SPY. Again, we do market outlooks. We're doing it for the week. When we do a market recap on Friday, it'll be for the previous week on Friday. My outlook this week is bullish, 100% bullish. I think they got some good stuff going from them for them. We're gonna hear some numbers from Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Um, some stocks like Microsoft, I think, are gonna continue to churn higher, and I think some other stocks like Amazon and Tesla could possibly be forming bottoms to continue moving higher. And that's what I was getting into with the phases. These Amazon and Tesla, I know it's like, oh, they've fallen so far, but you can still make money catching them bottoms and playing to significant areas of resistance, whether it be the downtrend EMAs or a significant spot in the chart like um 250 was for Microsoft, or like 105 was for Apple. Um, but I'm definitely bullish this week, and I think when Friday comes and we hear about whether or not they're going to do the strike, I think that could be tough. Um, you take two steps forward, just take a whole step backwards. We will lose on average 2 billion per day with the railway strike, and if it lasts a whole month, they project a loss of almost 160 billion dollars. So, with that being said, that is like a very bearish scenario for me. Like that could definitely put a damper on the market and SPY in general. Um, but but and you know what? I can't even say but. We so Congress could step in. Congress could step in and they could basically like make the law of the land for the workers and for the companies. So, say the workers are looking for certain things, they can um, they can pretty much set the president's wage wise, health, whatever they're looking for. As my dog just enters, I guess okay. All right, I'm almost done anyways. But God, I'm so off track now. I lost my train of thought. Um, Yeah. Oh yeah, Congress. Congress can step in. So they could end the strike. They could step in, say, "Hey, you need to pay them this and you need to give them X amount of you know, sick time or whatever they're looking for." So it'll definitely be interesting to see. I think if we do have the railway strike, that it wouldn't last a whole month, but we have a Democratic House and a Democratic Senate. So as I'm saying that, I am very uh, reluctantly saying it because they probably won't do anything with the strike. Would be my assumption, especially with Congress and Senate, a lot of members, and not only changing seats, but Republicans taking over the Senate. Um, so that'll be it for this week. I appreciate everybody who tunes in. I'll be back on Friday. We'll be talking about the market recap. We'll go back over some things. We'll see if some things came to fruition or if some things possibly didn't. And we'll go from there. And we'll be back in a week next Sunday for another market outlook for what will be a big week with the CPI and rate hike. So, till then, we'll catch you later. Have a good one, guys.